Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Tristan channel. It's the weekend and I went to see some friends today, which is good. I went to catch up with them. It was all good. I'm not too flaky at the moment because before I was going to go to bed, I did a reaction to a video. I won't say anything because I don't want to watch them. Because they did do some good videos, except this one I reacted to, nothing was happening. It was just a waste of half an hour or so I didn't really, well, it felt to upload anyways, but I was like, no, I can't be bothered to upload it, to get it working and that, because it was just, wasn't as good. So anyway, so before I go to bed, so I might seem a bit flaky, and all that stuff, I've got coffee on again. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna do a reaction to another one of Slapped Hams. This one is scary clips that are too much for your innocent eyes. Right, let's adjust this because I'm take up too much of the screen. So, without further ado, let's do this.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're
Hello, Callan.
looking at some freaky video clips that no one can quite explain. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more eerie content just like this. Reddit user CannabisT13 has shared a clip that's garnered hundreds of views and plenty of speculation. The security camera shows us a large backyard of a house. A few seconds into the video, we can see something odd in the right of frame. Take a look. It looks to be a transparent figure with a strange misty quality. It seems to walk a few feet forward before disappearing.
Figure, I mean, it could be the camera angle, but it looks like it's nearly as tall as a bloody house then, isn't it?
For about 10 seconds, nothing else seems to happen. Then suddenly, we can hear what sounds like a haunting scream, though where this scream is coming from is unknown. Fellow Redditors offered several suggestions to bring ease of mind to the original poster. Some believe this spirit was actually just a bit of fog, smoke, or even someone's vape. Some also thought it could be a timed sprinkler whose water happened to catch the light. This would explain why the so-called spirit seems to disappear after just a few moments. As for the eerie sound that's heard at the end, some went with insects, others with wind, and one went with a passing car. Our brains tend to rationalise strange events to help make sense of the world and to manage our fear. And so while we can throw out ideas like sprinklers and cars passing by to help ease the anxiety, there's a part of us, deep down, that wonders if there's more to life than we can perceive.
So, I mean, yeah, God, yeah, that went over my body, that did. But yeah, no, it's true, though. You know, like I said, I don't believe in a lot of this stuff, but sort of fair to say, I mean, deep down, I mean, it's, to be fair, I mean, I think they actually explained, was it in their program once, it's like, it's odd because I don't like heights, but there are times when heights don't bother me. There's times when heights do, it turns on and off. But they say a lot of our fears like arachnophobia, fear of heights and all that, which people just go, oh, you bunch of wussies and stuff like that. It's not that. I mean, it's just not. It's not. I mean, it's common, but not. It's not. And not everyone has it in the sense. I mean, they have it to some degree. I can't remember if it was David Attenborough program or something like that. But we have a thing that's in our brain. That's a walnut brain, like a part of a. It's in our brain. It's like the size of a walnut, and it's what governs fight or flight reaction. and sometimes for no other reason, like it triggers off. It can be a burden, but sometimes, being as at the same time, it's what keeps you alive. If it didn't, even if it malfunctions at times, like why am I scared of being up here? It's a survival thing. You know what I mean? So even though so I find so that anything can trigger that. You know what I mean? Which is, like I said, it's a good thing, and it's a bad. It can be a bad thing or a good thing at the same time, because if it wasn't that sensitive, wow, I wouldn't be here talking to you, because it's what keeps us alive. You know, it's like, you know, if you're walking down the road and you hear a car making a screechy noise, it may not be anywhere near you, but because you're alert, like, whoa, what the hell? Well, that what the hell moment could have saved your life. So, but I think deep down, it's like, because we all have that. You have that part of your brain that will trigger no matter what. So it's like, even though you're a skeptic, I seriously doubt that. Even for the most extreme skeptic, there isn't that slight. They may never admit it, but that slight 1%. You know what I mean? And yeah, whilst this video could be explained, it's kind of like, yeah, that noise makes you go, ooh, I mean, my hairs go up. Had a Peter Parker there, don't you? I'm going to call that one, because I can't use the chicken because there's Casper sites. I'm going to say, oh, look, Peter Parker. Spider Tingle, Peter Tingle.
Into the realm of the paranormal.
Look, you played it twice already. You had to play it a third time, didn't you? That doesn't sound like a car. That's, I don't know, my caveman part of me is going, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? It just doesn't sound normal.
Everyone loves a good haunted hotel story, and the Haunted Magnolia Hotel in Seguin, Texas has one of the best. 30 years after its opening in the 1870s, tragedy struck when young Emma Volker was murdered by Wilhelm Faust. Since then, the hotel is said to be haunted by little Emma, as well as a plethora of...
Sorry, I forgot to say, if anyone out there has heard that noise before and do know what that noise is, let us know in the comments. It'll be interesting.
Other ghosts, according to modern-day owners Erin and Jim Getty. The Getty couple decided to purchase the property in 2013 with the hopes of refurbishing it back to its previous glory. While they've managed to renovate the hotel, they've not been alone in their journey, claiming to be surrounded by at least 13 ghostly presences on a daily basis. Footage recently taken by Erin Getty may just be proof of this mysterious haunting. In the video, we see footage of one of the hotel room's interior. On the floor are a toy ball and a set of tiny REM pods, a piece of ghost hunting equipment that is said to detect paranormal activity. Watch what happens. We can immediately see the ball move, seemingly of its own accord, and the REM pods flash on and off. Now keep an eye on the wedding dress hanging to the right of room. Seems to be lifted by some unseen force. To the left, at the door entrance, what looks to be a shadowy figure slithers into the room and slips under the table. The owners believe that the footage actually shows multiple ghosts at play, which would give a reason as to why several objects seem to move all at once. They also believe that the shadowy figure presented here is named Mrs. Reed, and that she watches over the ghostly children who occupy the hotel. However, commentators on the post of the video remain skeptical, with many believing that air conditioning or an open window letting a draft in could explain much of the movement. In response, the owners emphasised that no AC or fan was on at the time and the hotel was completely empty. It also wouldn't explain the shadowy figure that creeps in the doorway. Could it really be that this hotel is a hotbed for ghostly activity? Watch the video again and judge for yourself. Imagine your entire property being haunted by something otherworldly. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case for Slaptown viewer Tanya J.D. in Van Cleve, Mississippi. Tanya believes her property is haunted. Numerous sightings of shadowy figures and strange occurrences around the house led Tanya to believe something supernatural was afoot. In a set of photos, Tanya gives evidence of a shadowy figure wandering outside of her property. In the first photo, we can see what looks to be a shadow standing still on the right side of the frame.
Oh, shit.
In the second photo she shared, the figure is gone.
Sorry about that.
Led Tanya to believe something supernatural was afoot. In a set of photos, Tanya gives evidence of a shadowy figure wandering outside of her property. In the first photo, we can see what looks to be a shadow standing still on the right side of the frame. In the second photo she shared, the figure is gone. These photos were taken just moments apart. A friend of Tanya's began doing some research as to the history of the property. They discovered that the area used to be a Native American burial ground. Here's Tanya describing some of the eerie events that have been plaguing her house.
I'm wondering if I should get a priest out here or something. I done saged my house. I don't think the spirits, if it is haunted, are bad, but bad things has been happening. Like, we're all in bed June 3rd, and all of a sudden, my soul catches on fire and almost burns my kitchen down. We've been hearing knocks on the front door. We go answer it, nobody's there. The doors has been coming open. We go to bed, wake up the next morning, every cabinet in our kitchen is opened. My son weighed on this scale 3 times and it weighed 666. I don't know how to react to some of this, but it's really starting to spook me the hell out.
Tanya also shared a video of some activity happening in her bedroom. In the video, she's sitting on her bed when she calls out for any spirits to make themselves known.
If there's somebody in here, open the door.
Suddenly, the door to her room opens on its own. Her pet cat sitting on the edge of the bed stares at the door.
I'm literally about to run up this house. Mike. Oh my God. Look at me, my cat's over there looking.
So I was just sorting out my necklace. The clip was in an odd place. It doesn't do much, it's a little bit OCD.
The door is literally just open and shutting on its own. Looking. Okay.
Cat's not bothered, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, see, there's nothing down there. I don't know what the going on, but that shit is weird. What is it?
Nothing down there. There's a cable or something.
There it goes again. Okay, I'm out. That's enough. That.
In another video she shared, we can see the outside of her property once again. Strange lights flash on and off throughout the video, and a grey figure appears out of thin air. The figure walks through the yard before the video ends. There's certainly a lot to unravel with Tanya's story, but what is clear is that something abnormal seems to have taken over her property. Are the shadowy figures caught on tape the same ones opening the cabinet doors and setting stovetops on fire? Tanya doesn't believe the spirits are necessarily bad, but she does recognise that bad things are happening to her. The question is, what can she do to stop this activity? Google Earth gives users all over the globe the chance to see sights from just about anywhere on the planet. This ability makes for exciting opportunities to see beautiful landscapes and incredible architecture. However, one TikToker's exploration of Google Earth led to the discovery of something not beautiful, but downright terrifying. Jason Klein shared the clip for all to see. The TikToker begins his video by stating that he's found something incredibly weird on Google Earth.
Okay guys, I just found something incredibly weird on Google Earth and I want to know what you think.
He shows his phone with Google Earth on the screen, showing viewers where they should click to arrive at the same location as him.
And right here, once you get all the way down, you are going to find a circular object. Kind of looks like a thumbprint, but this is where it starts to get crazy. Okay, you're going to zoom in right here.
He turns on Street View, where viewers can see actual photos of the area.
Right there, okay, now click on the dot and I'll zoom in. Now what you're about to see, I cannot explain and I do not understand. I'm literally I don't think I'm supposed to see this.
He then zooms in on what seems to be a man wearing completely white clothing, holding onto a bicycle.
Bicycle, looking really creepy.
He then turns the camera around to show something even more frightening. Watch.
In a circle, doing some sort of weird ceremony or something? I don't know, you guys. Follow for more.
It looks to be a group of men, all wearing white clothing, huddled in a circle. Fortunately, other TikTokers were quick to provide an explanation for what Jason Klein stumbled upon in the app. In fact, the Circle of Men is actually an art piece as part of the Goldwell Open Air Museum in the town of Rhyolite, Nevada. In addition to this piece are other sculptures and a large red barn that serves as an art space for resident artists.
I was about to say those robes look a bit too solid, like resin. You know, I know it's not resin, but you know what I mean. It looks empty. There's no bodies there. It's just a sheet. I mean,
its heyday dates all the way back to the Gold Rush era, where it once prospered before meeting its end in 1916 due to financial issues. Since then, the town has seen no other residents, only curious visitors who tend to stop by after visiting nearby Death Valley. Still, there's no denying that these statues are on the creepy side.
The scariest part, watch, when you flip around, there's a whole group of them in a circle doing some sort of weird ceremony or something. I don't know, you guys. Follow for more.
3 a.m. seems to bring out some of the eeriest sights and sounds. Or is it just all in our heads? Reddit user Isaac2406 swore that they saw some type of shadow figure at his work in the middle of the night, and in this case he has footage to prove it. Whether this shadow is a ghostly entity or just a person snooping around at night is unclear, but one thing's for sure, this was no figment of the imagination. In the clip, we see security footage of the Reddit user's workspace. Right away, what looks like a shadowy figure appears in the background and walks around a corner. Here it is slowed down and zoomed in. Upon closer inspection, it does look like the figure is semi-transparent. Some thought it was perhaps a manager or employee. The reason that the figure could be semi-transparent could be due to lighting issues or a problem with the camera's lens. Other viewers believed 100% that this was a shadow figure, as they claim to have seen something similar at night time. As such, this clip remains up for debate in the paranormal community. What do you think this mysterious figure is? Let me know your theories down below. Flying lights in the night sky, planes, shooting stars, or something else. A Twitter video shared by Extranos V has other Twitter users questioning just what they're seeing. In the video, viewers can see footage of the night sky. Directly in the centre of frame are two bright lights that seem to fly straight downwards. Watch what happens. The mysterious objects stop flying and begin to hover in mid-air.
the chances of anything coming from Mars, 1,000,000 to 1, they said. The chances of anything coming from Mars, 1,000,000 to 1, but still they come.
third light suddenly comes into view, floating around the other two lights for the duration of the clip. At first, it seemed that the lights could simply be shooting stars with their downward motion. It's when they stop to hover that things get really bizarre. Some viewers thought it could be some type of military exercise or even flares, but again, the fact that the lights stop and hover in mid-air makes for a puzzling conclusion. Is this yet more evidence that aliens from another planet may be conducting surveillance on the human race? If the recent Pentagon reports on UFOs are anything to go by, it's becoming more and more likely that there's something going on in our skies that we just don't yet understand.
What do you reckon about that sort of latest news? Because they're starting to say now, oh, we're going to stream any footage we find. I'm not sure if it's a website or anything like that they're going to designate for that. But what do you reckon? Because they could say, as someone pointed out, it could be not as straightforward as they say. They could be saying, release our UFO files and stuff like that. But to what extent? How much of that info are we going to get? You know, is it going to be like footage with no explanation? You know, date all this was seen, blah blah. You know, I mean, are we actually going to get actual proper information? Like, is it just to give us little tidbits of unsolved mystery footage, just to keep us happy? Because over the years, people have been demanding stuff, you know, and freedom of speech. Freedom of Information Act. But even the Freedom of Information Act, you get any UFO document, it'll say this sighting was spotted, blah blah, you know, at this place, time, year. But any of the good gritty stuff on those documents that you get from the Freedom of Information Act are all doctored. So it's crap. You know what I mean? You're getting crap for the sake of it. It's like, yeah, we'll give you the documents, but all the sensitive stuff's been redacted. So, be nice to think that they're preparing us for a big announcement. But I do agree with my colleague at work. It's that, yeah, they could just give us tidbits or just little bits of footage to say, hey, there's no conspiracy, we don't know about aliens, you know, here's some footage. We're going to be open about it. But we're getting information that's going to say, oh, they're man-made, could be meteorite, or we got a big announcement, folks, we're not alone. Only time will tell.
Before we take a look at one of the most haunted pubs in England, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Also, remember to sit on that thumbs up button because it really helps us out. Shropshire residents have long suspected that their local pub is haunted. The Bassavilla in Bridge, North England is an unassuming little watering hole with a frightening past. Local legend has it that two young girls drowned in the basement of the pub after becoming trapped during a sudden flood. Since the incident, bizarre and unexplained events have been happening on the premises. There have been reports of eerie, disembodied whispers, strange shadow figures lurking, and people being grabbed by unseen hands. One morning, manager Nick Bevan opened the pub to find broken glass all over the floor. He got the shock of his life when he reviewed the CCTV footage. In the clip, you can see a range of objects flying off the shelves. Glassware and cutlery flies haphazardly around the room. Bevan claims something invisible has grabbed his wrist numerous times while working at the pub. The reputation of the pub has brought in regular visitors, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the paranormal. The haunting history, coupled with this eerie footage, certainly makes you wonder what's going on in this old pub.
I like those sort of pubs that keep the old building work. We got one that's in Christchurch. So I'm actually going to name it, because to be fair, it needs to be said. But there's the ship in Christchurch, which they used to keep. It used to be, because it was a place where the smugglers went. If you look up more about it, it used to be smugglers in Christchurch, and they used to use that as a drinking place. But being that it's called the ship, they kept it a ship fame, of the smugglers. They had barrels in there, old oars, you name it. It was all decorated with that. Now they modernised it inside with a piano, and it just looks like I do miss it. I think they should have done the renovation work they've done. Fair enough. Adjusting, opening up areas, adjusting certain bits that lead to certain bits, but it's to get rid of the theme of it, with all the barrels and all that, and the oars, and it just ruined it. I loved it to be kept to that Blackadder time period sort of feel to it. You know what I mean? Because it was nice, it was good. So it's a shame they modernised it inside. It's just meh. It's just ruined it for me. I haven't been there in years, but it's like nothing against the pub. It's just one of those things of not many of my friends go there now, but it's kind of like it's. Last time I went in there, it's still looked more too on. They should have kept it the same feel. It's lost its charm, because it's supposed to be smugglers drinking then from back in the day. It's just shame. The amount of fun you could have had that as well. Pirate nights, all kinds of stuff. It's just ruined it.
Now, if you can't get enough of our content, then don't worry, we've got you covered. Check out that scary video on the top there. Otherwise, we have massive, scary, curated paranormal playlists right there that'll keep you entertained. Now leave us a comment down below, smash that thumbs up button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
Pooh! Wow, that's good. Yeah, some of these are really good, especially that scream. Like I said, if you know what it is, then put it in the description below. It could be a screech made by, if it's a sprinkler, then it could be made that, and it's, but I don't know. It did actually have all the hairs on my body. I had a shimmer. It's like, ooh, So, there you have it, folks. If you like this video, hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you do. Plus, it's just one click. One click. A little click for you, but a big click for me is. And hit the bell notification so you don't miss out any more uploads. So, and also, I'd like to point out, which I've said in various other videos, that, if you're someone who just watches random stuff on YouTube anyway, it doesn't hurt, you don't have to watch my videos. It doesn't actually hurt to subscribe. Either way, I appreciate if you subscribed, I'd appreciate it. So, anyway, folks, that's another one from Slapped Ham. Until next time, folks, take care.